From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, December 24th, 2018. Silver is trading at $14.69 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,261 per ounce. Zen is trading at $6, and the average price of Bitcoin is $4,180. Antiwar.com reports while U.S. media coverage of the withdrawal from Syria has been presented as sending the entire world into a tizzy about what will happen next, with the Syrians presented as viewing the pullout as an American betrayal. This may hold true for Syrian Kurds, the one group of allies the U.S. has kept in the war, but most everyone else seems upbeat about the prospect of a U.S. withdrawal. Syrians living in Turkish-backed territory in particular are hopeful that this will mean the return of some cities, which the U.S. backed the Kurdish YPG in taking, to the population largely driven out by the fighting. Those in the Syrian government's territory also clearly benefit, as while the U.S. is never entirely openly at war with them, U.S. attacks aren't unheard of, and even in the best of times, the U.S. has tried to destabilize those areas in the name of regime change. Kurdish areas are less hopeful, with a Turkish invasion looming. Yet Turkey's past attacks on Kurdish areas have shown that a U.S. presence has limited impact on that at any rate. The U.S. has long viewed the YPG as a temporary alliance and was never going to scrap historical ties to Turkey in favor of them. This has meant that in the grand scheme of things, Western war enthusiasts are the only ones taking the dimmest view of the pullout and who stand to lose the most. Within war-torn Syria, the U.S. pullout mostly just amounts to one of the belligerent factions, one which has been bankrolling various different factions throughout the conflict, is simply off the table going forward. Given the U.S. resistance to peace deals that don't conform to U.S. demands, this can only be a good thing for compromise peace deals. Zencash has changed their name to Horizon to better represent their transition from a cryptocurrency to a pioneering platform that protects consumer data. They're working towards the day when anyone will be able to build privacy-based applications on the Horizon platform and generate income from them. This will allow Horizon to bring thousands of real-life services to the community. Services that provide freedom, utility, and privacy. HORIZEN.global. UPI reports President Donald Trump's budget director and chief of staff on Sunday said the partial U.S. government shutdown could continue until January 3rd when the new Congress convenes and Democrats take over the House of Representatives. Mick Mulvaney said on Fox News Sunday, "It's very possible this shutdown will go beyond December the 28th and into the new Congress," adding, "I don't think things are going to move very quickly here for the next few days because of the Christmas holiday." Mulvaney serves as director of the Office of Management and Budget and was named acting White House Chief of Staff 10 days ago. The U.S. Senate adjourned on Saturday, unable to break an impasse over Trump's demand for more funds for a wall on the border with Mexico that Democrats are unwilling to accept. Mulvaney said the White House made a counter-offer to Democrats on funding for border security that fell between the Democrats' offer of $1.3 billion and Trump's demand of $5 billion. As part of those talks on Saturday, Vice President Mike Pence offered to drop the demand for $5 billion for a border wall, substituting instead $2.1 billion, according to ABC News, citing unnamed sources. A Democratic source familiar with the negotiations said real discussions have been happening between Democratic lawmakers and Republican Senator Richard Shelby, the chairman of the Appropriations Committee, who has been talking to the White House. It was unclear what Democrats had offered. Mulvaney sought to shift blame for the partial shutdown to Nancy Pelosi, the Democratic nominee for Speaker of the House of Representatives, saying she might hold up negotiations to ensure that she secures the position. Pelosi spokesman Drew Hamill disputed that account, saying in a statement, "As Mr. Mulvaney well knows, House Democrats are united in their opposition to the president's immoral, expensive, and ineffective wall." Hamill said the White House should stop the posturing and start serious bipartisan talks. More than 400,000 essential employees in some federal agencies will work without pay until the dispute is resolved. Another 380,000 federal employees will be furloughed, meaning they are put on temporary leave. Law enforcement efforts, Border Patrol, mail delivery, and airport operations will remain active. Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spend a Bit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spend a Bit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co. This has been FPP Radio News, online at FPPRadio.com.